Let's see the syllabus here. I focus on the assessment down here, the assessment. And in the assessment, we have two parts. One is 40% and the other is 60%. And in the 40%, we have some work activity, work together in group. So now our class will form in groups of five students each group. And then after that, you send me or you can send the files here on the chat room on Team. Do you have Team on your device now? The offline? You need to join Team. MS Team. MS Team. Do you have MS Teams now? Yeah? At first, go to LMS class and then click the link to join MS Team. Please do the form, Google form that someone can fill in the form to form the group, group of five. Okay. For example, group of five. It looks like this. I need only three first column, A, B, and C here. We have a group of five, and the list of our students here, 50 maybe, 50 students in our class, right? Okay, and then we form a group of five, mean we have 10 groups, okay? And then in each group, we list the name of member here. Yeah, just make Google Doc forms for people fill in here to form the group. Understand? Get that? Do it now. And after that, you send me the result of this list. When you have your group, please do this action. Discuss with the member of your group. Suppose your group has $1,000, and what do you do to earn benefit today? For example, I lend you $1,000 today. And what do you do to earn benefit? In the end of the day, we will earn something. Haven't done anything for this, for this slide. How about the column? Only column A, B, and C, that's enough. That's enough, okay? A, B, and C. Group, number of members, and your full name. Số lượng mean number of members. Number of members in your group. How many members in your group? A, B, and C, that's enough. And after that, you do the activity that discussed in your group about the idea for this proportion. Your group has $1,000, and what your group will do to earn benefit today? Student online, do you have anything to ask? Yes. Me too. 1, 2, 3. Group number 1, why have number 2? Hello. Do you hear me from the other side of class online? Hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Cô ơi,
Yes.
có một nhóm cho 6 người đúng không ạ?
Hỏi.
Cô có nghe em nói không ạ?
Nhóm 6 người hả?
Dạ.
Nhóm 6 người hạn chế.
Ê, mình thấy là có một nhóm
Yes.
4 người.
Yes, Candy. But not in color.
Rồi em cảm ơn cô ạ.
That's why we need to use English in class 100%. No, because maybe some in the past, by some term, sorry, in the that some you play to please others. They ask the school need to give one that, but the fact good try. Try to use English class. Okay. Different. Is it different? But try. Most of us.
Sorry, teacher, I can't hear you clearly.
Sorry?
I can't hear you clearly.
About the micro, you mean that?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, now I put this near my mouth so you can hear me now. Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, yeah. I hear you clearly.
Mm-hmm. So our case is in English, our program in English. So they ask, or the school asked us, need to use English in class 100%. 100% in English. So we need to try. In class and also for the exam, for everything in English, except the break time. Out of class, you can use Vietnamese to ask something, to explain something to student by student, not in class. Everything is done. Group number 7, group number 10, number 10, six member. Group number 8, maybe only 4, because we have group number 10, 6 members, 6 students. Okay, and now we do this action. We each group discuss about this thing. Suppose you have $1,000, and what would you do to earn benefit today? To earn benefit today. Discuss in group. And then I will call by chance one member to present the idea of your group. Prepare for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you present your idea. Are you ready now? I will ask group number 3. Hồng Phúc, Hoa, Hồng Phúc. Please present your idea about this. Suppose you have $1,000, and what should you do to earn benefit today? Just one day, just for one day. Just give me about 4 events for your idea. 4 events. You know event? Event. Dynamic event. 4 events. Relating to thing you do to earn benefit today with $1,000. Hello. 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 This one.
Stock investment. $500.
Hello. What else? Plus, yeah. 500. Hello. Quickly. Just brainstorm your idea.
Invest is commercial goods. Commercial goods.
I didn't catch your word.
Goods.
What? That's enough. Goods. Okay. Merchandise inventory. Hàng hóa. Merchandise inventory. Okay. For how much?
500.
500. Do you not 1,000 already, right? And next, what next to do to earn benefit? Earn benefit today, not in the future, today.
Send to the bank. Send to the bank.
I think, in my opinion, I think I will go to the seaport and buy fresh fish, and then I will buy it in a rural market with I think
You
one
simplicity, you buy just how much for cash?
I think I will sell it with 1,100 dollar.
$1,100? You mean inventory? Sell them with the price of one.
1,100 dollar.
You mean you sell inventory of 500, the cost 500 to, and then you sell the inventory to the customer for 1,100, right?
Yeah.
So much. That's okay. That's okay. 100. And now, after this action, after this action, you have what kind of thing here? Stock investment still unchanged, right? Say 500. And what else? Sales for cash. So now, do you still have inventory in your company? When you sell all of the inventory to the customer for cash of 1,100, after that, do you still have inventory in your company? Still have. Is there any inventory in the company now after you sell all of them to the customer? Do you still have inventory after this action? Can you get that? For example, I buy this table for $500, and then I sell all of them to the customer. So now in the company, still have the inventory of tables. Is that right? No. So after this action, this activity, we have in our company only stock investment and what else? We sell tables for what? For cash. We deliver tables and we receive cash, right? So now we have cash for how much? How much? Sell all of inventory for cash for how much? Receive cash how much? For how much? Very simple, I think. No, in cash now. In cash. You receive cash when you sell all of the inventory. The first action, you say that you have $1,000 and you put $1,000 on stock investment, say 500, and inventory 500. The first action. The second one, you sell all of the inventory to the customer, right? So now, what do we have on hand in the company? No inventory, okay? Stock investment still remain the number of 500, right? And what else? Cash, for cash. Because we sell inventory for cash, so we receive cash for how much? How much? 1,100, right? Because we sell to the customer the price of 1,100, right? You mean that, right? The price of the inventory you sell to the customer. You buy only the cost of 500, but you sell to them 1,100. Is that the point your group mentioned? Or you buy for cash only 600? Sorry, you sell for cash only 600. 6 or 1,100. Group number 3. Sell for cash. You deliver inventory to the customer with the cost of 500 and you receive cash. I mean the price that you receive from the customer for how much? It depends on you. For how much? Group number 3. Group number 3. For how much? How much? Yeah? 300? Only 300. So you lose 200, right? Because the cost of inventory already 500, but you sell for cash only 300. So you lose 200, right? You mean that? Often we sell with the price higher the cost, right? So what? Tell me the price here. 1,100 or 600. It depends on you. I just ask you to give me the number. It depends on you. What price? What price? 1,100 or 600? 600? Okay. So you sell the inventory for cash for $600. And after that activity, we have stock investment 500 and cash for what amount? Which amount? And now we have cash for which amount? The other member of group number 3, give me the number. Give me the number. In Chen, in cash, how many dollars we have now? after two action, two activities. Sorry. How many cash we have now? Hinton? Where are you? Hinton? Hinton? Where are you? Do you hear online class? In online class? Hinton? No one here. How about Tú Quỳnh? Yes? Cash for how much? 600. Yes, 600. Right? Yes. Yes. $600. And how about your income after these two actions, these two activities? 100 income. So the increase in here we have after this action we have the increase here 100. That is the income that you earn today, right? Remember? Okay. So now let's move. Let's move to
Teacher, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, because we are on online classes. So when when student in offline class speak, we can't hear.
Yes. Yes, when we use microphone, Don't hear anymore?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can't hear
you need to
any.
use microphone here. So the other online can hear you. Yes, we should use microphone. So from the online, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
And when I use microphone, you hear me, right? Okay. I wanna share the thing that I write on the table. Can you see the table? The white table.
Yes.
Sorry. Oh, the board. I mean the board. Is that clear to you? People from online?
Yeah, I see. But you
Can you
can
see?
zoom it bigger.
Yes. That board. So I can write on here, right? Okay. I remind the thing that group number 3 already mentioned. First of all, group number 3 said that they use $1,000 to buy stock investment, I mean security. Buy $500. And they buy inventory. Is that clear to you? Group online? Clear?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I can see.
Yes.
Yes. Ai á, em đây con nên em ngồi bàn cho nó gom lại. Đây. Lên. Đúng. Lên đây. continue. And group number 3, buy inventory for 500. The total, they use up $1,000. And after that, they sell. Sells all the inventory for cash with the price of 600. With the price of 600. And after that, group 3 has stock investment still remain a number of 500 and no inventory, right? Because they already sent them all. Instead of that, they receive cash for 600, right? And the total now increased by $100 from $1,000 to 1,010, $1,100. So in total, the increase was of 100 here is the income. Is the income of group number 3. Okay? Can you hear me from the online class?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes, you can get the idea of group number 3 now. And after one day, group number 3 earn $100 income in terms of income. Okay? How about group number 4? Group number 4, how about your idea? Nhật Minh? Oh, you are here. Huh? Nhật Minh, how are you?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. How about your idea? Group number 4. With $1,000. What did you do?
In my opinion, I will invest in the security.
The same?
And,
Something different?
wait me.
So that example of group number 3 is enough to discuss. Now we say something about our cost. With our cost, we call three action, right? 3 activity here. Buy stock investment, buy security as in terms of stock investment, buy inventory, and sales inventory. We have 3 events, right? 3 events. With after 3 events, here, we group number 3 earn $100 in terms of income. This activity we call the business activity. We call business activity. And we call business activity as we have the slide here. Do you have the slide with you now? Our slide. And we have slide number 5. Slide number 5. This slide number 5, we have the business activities, right? For example, we do something like buy security as the investment, buy inventory, the second one. The third one, we sell inventory. We sell all of the inventory. Those kind of activities, we call it the events, the economic events. But in accounting, they call them business activities. Business activities. Hoạt động kinh doanh, business activities. And the role of accounting is to record those activities. Record all the activities here, record the activities in order to provide information to the information user. And the information user will make the decision, will make the decision. So we call the information user are the decision makers. So decision makers mean the information user. Information user. And the accounting system will classify and record those things to provide information, to process like information and provide them to the decision makers. And then the decision makers do something, affect the business activity of the company. And here is the accounting environment. The accounting environment. In this slide, we have 3 components, right? And the relationships among them can describe by 4 arrows. Arrows here. 4 arrows. Can you see 4 arrows here? And which one do you think? The first one. The first for the relationship among these components. Which one is the first one? Anh Thi, are you here or online? Anh Thi.
Yes.
Yes. Please answer my question. We have slide number 5, and there are 3 boxes here, right? 3 main boxes in slide on slide number 5. Business activity, decision makers, and accounting system. And there are 4 arrows to show the relationship among these components. The 3 boxes, right? And I ask you, which arrow is the first one? The started one. Which arrow is the first one?
I think identification is the first one.
Identification is the first one? No. The arrow to connect these 3 components here. The first component is business activities, decision maker, the second one, and the third one is the accounting system. And I ask you that there are 4 arrows to connect these components. And which one is the first one? Information or actions or data or information need?
I think information.
Information need. right? For example, when you run your business, you buy the stock inventory or security. You need information to do to make the decision that at which price we should sell them, right? To sell the security. And based on that kind of information, we make decision. So the first one, the accounting system need to know the needs, information needs of the user, of the information user. And after that, the accounting system will, based on the business activity as data for accounting system, to record, to process, and then communicate the information that the decision maker needs, right? And then after the decision maker receive the information, they will do something, or they do action, or make decision, effect, or run the business, or do something with this business. And that is also the events or business activities. In case business activity then become the data for the accounting system. So the first one is information needs here. The second one, data. The third one, information. And the fourth one is actions. We have 4 arrows here. Okay? And our cost will develop this accounting environment for each component. We need to learn to understand each component here. Each box here. What is decision makers? Who are they? What kind of business activity that the data of accounting system, and what the activities of accounting system. So our course focus on this figure, and will go further in detail inside this figure one by one. From here, can you tell me about the activities or the steps of accounting system? How many steps or how many activities in the accounting system? How many activities? Three activities. 3 activities in the accounting system. And the first one is identification. When we run the business, there are many events, or many business activities. But the accounting system just select some from them to record. Not all of them. So we need to do this step, identification. Which one will call it? For example, here we have another activities from group 3. For example, we after we buy stock inventory security, and then we ask someone to go to the stock market and see the price of these securities, which one is decreased, and maybe some kind of stock increase and some kind of stock decrease. But in our company, we do nothing with the security. We just keep there. Skip the we just keep the security in the company. We haven't sold them yet. So that kind of events, the accounting system record that or not? No, because we just that kind of event not affect the financial position of the company. Accounting system just select economic events that affect the financial position of the company. For example, we make the decision that we sell one or two kinds of stock, one or two kinds of security. In that event, it affects the company financial position. But if we do nothing, we just see the price and wait, make no decision of selling stock exchange, selling security on the stock exchange. So in that case, that kind of events we don't need to recall. So here, for the first one, for the first activities, we just recall. We just recall what we identify the events that affect the financial position, the financial position of the company. Just select the events that affect the financial position of the company. Not all of business activity, but some. And the event that affect the financial position of the company, we call them transaction or economic transaction. We call them economic transaction. Economic transaction, here is the term, transaction. The events that affect the economic or the financial position of the company, we call this business transaction. So not all of business activity, the accounting record, not all of business activity, but some. We just recall the activities that affect the financial position of the company. And in term, accounting use the term economic transaction or business transaction. Business transaction. Business transaction. We call them business transaction. Business transaction here. Okay. So when they ask you, when someone asks you about business transaction, we should say the economic events that affect the financial position of the company. That's the answer. Not business activity. Because business activity, there are some activity that does not affect financial position of the company. Accounting system just focus or just select the thing that affect financial position of the company. Get that? The second activity is the recording. Recording. There are, we need to record, classify the event here, business transaction to record. And we base on needs of information to classify. Need of information to classify the thing that we need to record separately. And then summarize the thing that we already record to prepare accounting report. Prepare accounting reports. Prepare here in Vietnamese. Can you translate into Vietnamese for prepare here? Can you translate? Prepare. Chuẩn bị. But in terms of accounting, we don't say chuẩn bị or prepare. We say lập báo cáo kế toán. Not prepare, not chuẩn bị báo cáo kế toán. Chuẩn bị, that means not yet, right? But lập means you already, you prepare that to lập ra, lập báo cáo. Prepare accounting reports. Here in Vietnamese, we should say lập báo cáo kế toán. Lập báo cáo kế toán, chứ không phải là chuẩn bị lập báo cáo kế toán nha. And for the third activities of accounting system, we have two things to do: prepare accounting reports and analyze and interpret the accounting reports for user. User, that means the decision maker. User, information user. And then we communicate the information to the user. So here we have three activities of accounting process. So we already mentioned about the box of accounting system. There are three activities here. The second one we mentioned, the box of decision makers. Decision makers. The decision makers will use the information that accounting system provide to the decision makers, and based on that, the decision makers will make the decision relating to the business activity of a company. So who needs the information? For example, with group number 3, have some activity here. Suppose the teacher lend group number 3, $1,000. When I lend you $1,000, you call me or the creditors, right? Creditors, creditor, or debtors. When I lend you, you call me the creditors, right? Creditors, debtors, creditors, debtors, or lenders, creditors, debtors. So who want to know the information here of group number 3? And what kind of information? Who want to know? Hồng Hân. Hồng Hân. Where are you? Hồng Hân. Are you here? Hong Han is not here. No, I can't hear you. Could you turn on the microphone to say? Your mic is broken, so the other can answer my question for you. You can ask a member from your group to answer my question. Hồng Hanh. Lan Trinh, it's okay. Lan Trinh.
I think
I repeat my question. Who want to know the information about activities of group number 3 in terms of when I land group number 3, $1,000, do I need to
I think investor.
Yes, investor. In this example, is there any investor here in this of group number 3?
Sorry, you can repeat, please.
We suppose that teachers, I mean me, lend $1,000 to group number 3, right? And group number 3 used $1,000 to do something, and after that, they earn $100 in terms of income. So who needs the information from the activities of group number 3? In this case.
Teacher.
Yep. As the creditors of group number 3, right? And who else? Suppose group number 3 will issue share to the stock market. And who else want to know the information of group number 3? Who else? The one who want to buy shares of group number 3, and we call them investor, right? And who else? For example, in the company, someone will care about the information that they can make the decision to buy more security for short-term investment, or decide to sell some kind of security. Who are they in the company? In general, Who are they in the company? We call them the one who make the decision relating to run the business. Who are they? The of the company? CEO. And in general, we call them managers, right? We call them managers who run the business. To make the management decision, right? Operate the business. So here, there are many kind of information user, and their needs of information are the same or different. Creditors, investor, management, they have the same needs of information or different. Different, right? Different. So the accounting system divide information user into two groups. Divide into two groups. You can take note from here. The decision maker, there are two groups of decision makers. The first one we call the internal user. Internal user means information user. Internal users. Who are the internal user? Creditors, investors, or managers? Managers. So managers is the internal user. There are only two groups of users. The first one are the managers. So the other, who are the other? The external user. Because there are only two groups, internal and the other is external user, right? The others are external user. So who are the external user?
Investor and creditor.
Creditors. If in short, to remember, we just remember that no managers. Because the first one are managers, right? So the others are no managers. So external users are no managers. No manager. No managers. No managers. The others. And we call them external users. So include in external user, we have some here. For internal user, first of all, we have the slide for internal users. We call them managers. CEO also managers, head of department also head managers, right? Board of managers. And what kind of information they need? Very detailed or in general? In detail or in general? What about the information that manager needs? In detail or in general? Because we have the different needs of information, right? So we compare between two groups of user. Internal user needs detailed or general information. What do you think?
I think detailed information.
Detail and continuous or periodic information. Continuous or periodic information.
Continuous.
Continuous. Thường xuyên. Continuous information. Detailed and continuous information. That is the list of information of internal user. Detailed and continuous information. to make what kind of decision? Management decision. To run the business, right? Management decision. They need detailed and continuous information to make management decision, right? Okay. So the accounting system that provide that kind of information, we call management accounting. We call the accounting system that provide information to internal users. We call that kind of system is management accounting. This management accounting. Management accounting in Vietnam means kế toán quản trị. Kế toán quản trị. Management accounting, kế toán quản trị. And management accounting system will prepare managerial statements. Báo cáo quản trị. Báo cáo quản trị. To provide information to internal users. Báo cáo quản trị. So the managerial statements provide detailed and continuous information, right? To the manager. And it depends on the needs of information. So the managers can ask for information directly from the accounting system. Is that true? Ask for information directly from the accounting system. Is that true? For example, when I want to make decision of sell or buy more inventory, and in the company, there are many kinds of inventory. So the sales managers ask accounting system need to provide each kind of inventory for me to make the decision. What kind, which one is have a low inventory level or high inventory level or something like that. We, as a sales managers, ask for the information very detailed about inventory to make the decision. And they ask accounting system need to provide that kind of information. Can they do that? Directly to the accounting department. Ask for information. Yeah, we need that kind, we need this kind of information. Can they do that? The manager? Okay, yes. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So the management accounting is very flexible. Very, very flexible. Based on the type of information needs from the managers, right? So very flexible. Flexible. And different from companies to companies. Different, right? From company to company. It depends on the measures of that company. They have different kind of piece of information. So the accounting management accounting system is flexible. Based on the type of information need of the manager. From managers of the company, please remember the flexible here, flexible, in bold here, flexible. How about external users? The external user, no managers, right? No managers. And from here we have some external user. For example, investor, creditors, taxing authorities, regulatory agencies, or something like that. We have many kind of external user. And among them who have the direct benefit from the activity of the company. Investor and who else? About creditors, I lend you $1,000. So I have the interest or benefit directly, direct benefit. I lend you and I receive what? Interest, right? So that is direct or indirect? Direct or indirect benefit? Direct benefit, right? So among external user, we have investors and creditors have a direct benefit from the company. The others have a indirect benefit from the company. So when accounting system provide information, we focus on the one who have direct benefit from the company. Who have direct benefit from the company. That is creditors and investors. So we focus on investor and creditors. The other have indirect benefit, so they also use the information from the accounting system, but not is the main one. The accounting system that provide information to the external users, we call it financial accounting. Financial accounting. Financial accounting. Why is financial accounting? Because we focus on creditors and investor, right? Creditors and investor. And creditors or investor will make the decision relating to the financial position of the company. For example, I lend you $1,000. That is the kind of financial decision, right? Or investor buy security from the other companies. That also the financing activities or financing decision, right? Financial decision. So the accounting that provide that kind of information, we call them financial accounting. Financial accounting. Kế toán tài chính. Kế toán tài chính. And prepare financial statements to provide information, financial information to the external user. So can the external user ask for information directly from the accounting? Directly or in external user can ask for information direct or indirect? Indirect. They cannot go to the company and ask the accountant provide those kind of information, right? So indirect. So how the accounting system can provide information that they need? So we need the role of accounting organization role of accounting, the role of accounting organization. Pen, this organization independent, stay independent outside the company, not inside the company. Outside the company. And this organization will base on information needs of external user. Based on that, maybe we turn off this microphone. So to meet the information needs of external user, the financial accounting system should be accordance with the thing that accounting organization set up or established. Accounting organization based on needs of information of the external user to establish or to set up the rules, procedures, principles, or standards to prepare financial statements for the company. So the company or financial accounting system of the company should be accordance with this thing, with the thing that accounting organization set up. Compare with the management accounting system, very flexible. The financial accounting system should be accordance with the thing here. The convention, rules, procedures, principles, assumptions, and standards that we financial accounting will need to base on that to prepare financial statements. Financial statement, báo cáo tài chính, provide to external user. So, which accounting organization depends on the countries. For example, in USA, we have some organization like Stock Exchange Commission and FASB, Financial Accounting Standard Board in USA for America. And FASB will establish the GAAP. We'll mention about that later. Internationally, we have the organization called IASB, International Accounting Standard Board. And this organization set up or establish the Conceptual Framework, IFRS, for the company to base on that to prepare financial statements. In Vietnam, Ministry of Finance play that role. Ministry of Finance will establish or build the standards. VAS means Vietnamese Accounting Standards. and uniform accounting system. That financial accounting system of the company need to follow to prepare financial statements. We will focus, we'll say about this accounting organization later. Now, we need to distinguish the one who prepare financial statements in the company. The accountant or financial accountant in financial accounting system prepare financial statements. But the one who have the responsibility to provide financial statements to the external user is the director of the company. And to distinguish, accountant prepare financial statements, but the director have the responsibility to provide financial statements to the external user. Get that? Financial statements to external user, accountant. I mean, accounting department. We prepare financial statement based on the thing here. But the director have the responsibility to provide financial statements to the external user. Can you distinguish between the two? Cái người lập ra báo cáo là kế toán, nhưng người có trách nhiệm phải cung cấp báo cáo đó ra bên ngoài chịu trách nhiệm đó là giám đốc. Giám đốc thì không, nhưng chịu trách nhiệm. Get that? Have the responsibility to provide financial statements to the non-user, right? So here, we compare the benefit between two groups. One is the board of directors who has responsibility to provide financial statements to the external user, right? And the external user needs what kind of information? They need information now useful and accordance with the standards, right? Useful and accordance with the standards. But the director has the oriented point of view that may be different. For example, for the creditors, from here. For example, we have the capital of $1,000, and the managers want to increase to $1,500. So the managers have two plans. Plan A, they can borrow more money from the teacher, from the creditors, I mean. And plan B, they will call for the investment from the investor. For example, issue share in the stock market to raise fund for the company. There are two plans, right? Plan A and plan B. If the managers choose plan A, what kind of information that the managers wanna provide to the external user to prove the profit of the company or to prove the liquidity of the company? If the manager, again, if the managers choose plan A, that means they will borrow more money from the creditor. In that case, they have the potential to provide information that prove the profitability or the liquidity of the company. Profitability, what does it mean? Khả năng sinh lợi. Liquidity, khả năng thanh toán, khả năng trả nợ. Liquidity, khả năng thanh toán. Profitability, khả năng sinh lợi. So say it again. If managers choose plan A, that means managers will decide to borrow more money from the bank or from the creditors to raise funds. So they have the potential activity that provide information to prove the profitability or the liquidity of the company. Which one? Which one? The liquidity, right? The liquidity. But in the case he wanna raise fund by issuing share to call the investment from the investor, they will have the potential of activity that they provide information to prove the profitability or liquidity. Profitability, right? So in each plans, the managers have different type of action in terms of provide information to the external user. So that is why we say that board of directors potentially have a conflict of interest with investor and creditor, right? With investor and creditor. The investor and creditors need useful information. The real one. The real one. But the director have the potential that they provide information that prove maybe profitability if they want to attract the investor. But they will focus more on liquidity to attract the lenders or the creditors, right? So when there are conflict of interest among them, board of directors and external user, who solve that problem? Who solve the problem when there are two groups have a conflict interest? We need the one can have the independent position to solve the problem. That's the role of auditing. That is the role of auditing, to solve the problem. Auditing. So the auditor needs to be independent and outside the company, right? Outside the company. For example, here, we have the financial statements of Vinamilk. Before they present the financial statements of the Vinamilk, the financial statement needs to be audited. And we need the signatures, stamp, as the approval of the auditors, right? And based on this, the external user can trust the financial statements that the company provides. If not, the confidence is very low, right? So I already mentioned about some kind of accounting. What else? What are they? Financials, accounting, and what else? Management, accounting. What else? Auditing. Outside the company, auditing. And we also have the accounting for taxes. Accounting for taxes is different because tax have the different system from financial accounting system. So we have many kind of accounting in the career. But here, in our course, we just focus on the basic of financial accounting. In this course, Nguyên lý kế toán just focus on the basic the basic of financial accounting, or the fundamental of financial accounting. Fundamental. Just focus on rules, principles, assumptions, and some standards. And from here, when we mention about about accounting, we mean that financial accounting, not management accounting, not auditing. Okay? Only financial accounting. Here, from here. Now we practice. Let's have a break before we do practice, right? Okay. And in the break time, I say something in Vietnamese to make sure that we use what textbook. Okay. We have break time for 30 minutes. And now I speak in English about textbook. Các em có thể cứ thoải mái đi ra đi vô ha. Nghe cô nói về cái textbook nha. Như thế này, các em xem ở trong cái phần syllabus, ở trong cái phần lớp LMS này, thì đã nêu ra cho các em là chúng ta phải sử dụng cái textbook gì ha, trong syllabus này. Thì trong cái này người ta giới thiệu cho các em cuốn sách, cái textbook là cái cuốn sách Financial Accounting, lần xuất bản thứ 4. Nhưng mà cái cuốn sách này là chúng ta chỉ sử dụng 6 chương đầu tiên của nó thôi, chứ không có sử dụng hết cuốn sách này. Và cái bên bộ môn nguyên lý kế toán đã đã gọi là gì? Để cô cắt tắt cái phần record này đi nha. Giải lao rồi. Bên bộ môn nguyên lý kế toán đã mua cái bản quyền để dịch cái cuốn sách này, 6 chương đầu tiên của nó nha, 6 chương đầu tiên của nó. Và vì mình đã mua bản quyền cho nên là những cái file mềm của cuốn sách này thì được coi như là không được phép chia sẻ cho sinh viên, chỉ có giáo viên trong bộ môn thì chia sẻ để mà dựa vào đó để dịch thôi. Do đó cái phương án của cô sẽ là nếu mà dùng file mềm thì cô chỉ có thể chiếu ở trên đây thôi chứ không chia sẻ được cho các em. Vì vậy là chúng ta có thể dùng cái phiên bản cũ hơn của cuốn sách này là in lần thứ 3, the third edition, in lần thứ 3. Không biết là các em thì đã có những cái nội dung nào, nhưng mà về mặt gọi là lý đó thì cô cũng không được phép chia sẻ file mềm kể cả cái phiên bản thứ 3, tức là cái phiên bản in lần thứ 3 đó của nó. Cho nên cô không đưa lên cái lớp LMS cho các em. Nhưng gọi là illegal ha, là cô sẽ chia sẻ cái link của cuốn sách đó nha, nhưng mà gọi là phiên bản in lần 3 đó. Thì các em nào có Zalo á, gửi cho cô cái tin nhắn Zalo để cô chia sẻ cái link đó. Số điện thoại của cô là 0903112471. 0903112471. Gửi tin nhắn cho cô sẽ chia sẻ cái link đó cho các em. Một người gửi thôi, một người gửi trong lớp rồi sau đó các em chia sẻ cho nhau ha. Đâu, có ai tên gì đâu. Mới gửi vô cái điện thoại chứ nó sao không vô máy ta. Em chỉ gửi tin nhắn thôi. Ngân đấy ha, Thanh Ngân đi ha. Cô kết bạn với một bạn rồi cô sẽ chia sẻ cái này. Như vậy cái này là illegal nhé, cho nên là các em âm thầm mà chia sẻ cho nó không phải là chính thức ở trên cái link của LMS nha, cũng không có link team, cô chia sẻ như vậy thôi. Thì cái cuốn này với cái cuốn cũ, cái cuốn mà dựa vào để dịch là phiên bản lần thứ 4 đó, là 2018 đó, thì nó cũng có những cái điểm khác nhưng không nhiều. Thì về cái hình thức trình bày vân vân nó cũng có những điểm khác. Thế thì nếu mà chúng ta chỉ tiếp cận được cái phiên bản 3 này thôi đó, thì chúng ta sẽ có những cái phần bài thực hành dựa vào cuốn phiên bản lần 3 này. Và cuốn đó nó sẽ khác với cái cuốn tiếng Việt mà chúng ta đã dịch ra là có cho cái phiên bản lần 4. Nên cái cuốn sách tiếng Việt các em cũng có thể tham khảo nhưng mà để xem các nội dung. Còn cái phần tham khảo cho các cái bài tập mà cô giao trên lớp là chúng ta sẽ theo cái cuốn phiên bản lần 3 ha. Thì các em có tài liệu mà, có tài liệu đã được chia sẻ đó, cái file mềm đó nha. Rồi, cô đã gửi link cho Thanh Ngân rồi đó. Và các em tiếp cận cái link này để lấy được cái file của cuốn sách. Nhớ là download về, chứ còn để đó thì có thể cô thay đổi các cái thư mục ở trong cái drive, cái Google Drive của cô thì nó sẽ không còn cái sách đó nữa. Đấy là về sách. Nha, về sách chúng ta lưu ý như vậy. Các bạn trên team á, có gì cần hỏi thêm không? Có gì thắc mắc hỏi trao đổi thì trong cái giờ giải lao cô có thể nói chuyện trao đổi với các em bằng tiếng Việt. Còn đúng cái giờ lên lớp là phải 100% bằng tiếng Anh.
Cô ơi.
Nói đi em.
Dạ, cái chỗ mà cô nói là cái phần identification đó cô, là chọn một cái economic events mà ảnh hưởng tới cái tài chính của cái công ty đó cô, là nó ảnh hưởng như thế nào cô? Em chưa rõ cái phần đó lắm.
Ví dụ như nhóm 3 này nó dùng cái $1.000 mà cô cho mượn á để mua security chẳng hạn, thì đó là ảnh hưởng đến tình trạng tài chính, đúng không? Phải bỏ tiền ra rồi nó thay đổi tình trạng tài chính của đơn vị. Rồi mua hàng tồn kho thì nó cũng có thay đổi. Rồi bán cái hàng tồn kho đó đi, nó cũng có thay đổi, ảnh hưởng đến tình trạng tài chính của công ty. Nhưng nếu mà có một cái sự việc, ví dụ như là mình cử một nhân viên đến cái lên trên trang mạng đó để xem xét xem là cái giá của cái cổ phiếu mà mình đã mua đó nó tăng nó giảm như thế nào. Giả sử như là hôm nay nó đang tăng hoặc là nó đang giảm, nhưng mà mình chỉ thu thập cái thông tin như vậy thôi, chứ mình không có bán cái cổ phiếu đi, mà cái bán cái cổ phiếu mà mình đã mua đi, thì trong trường hợp đấy cũng có cái sự việc xảy ra như thế, nhưng kế toán không có ghi, đúng không? Kế toán sẽ không có ghi. Kế toán chỉ ghi những cái gì xảy ra mà nó có ảnh hưởng đến financial position của công ty thôi. Sau này chúng ta sẽ có cái công cụ để phân tích cái financial position của công ty. Có cái công cụ ha, để cho thấy được cái financial position của công ty nha. Hoặc là ở công ty này thuê một nhân viên làm việc cho công ty. Ví dụ mình làm thêm ở một quán cà phê đi, thì cái quán cà phê đó thuê mình và hứa hẹn là sẽ trả lương cho mình một tháng bao nhiêu tiền đấy, và làm việc bao nhiêu ngày một tuần, rồi một ngày thì bao nhiêu giờ đó. Thì chúng ta ký hợp đồng, chúng ta đến chúng ta ký, cái công ty đó ký hợp đồng với cái bạn sinh viên này để sẽ thuê bạn sinh viên này nha, với cái tiền lương dự định là như vậy vân vân. Thì đó cũng là sự việc xảy ra, đó cũng là một event, đúng không? Nhưng mà cái sự việc đó có ảnh hưởng đến tài chính tiền bạc gì của công ty không? Chưa, đúng không? Chưa, cho nên mình chưa ghi. Cho dù người ta đã đến, người ta ký hợp đồng với công ty rồi đó, nhưng ở góc độ là kế toán thì kế toán chưa có ghi chép cái sự việc đó. Như vậy trong rất nhiều cái sự việc xảy ra ở công ty thì kế toán sẽ, lúc này chúng ta sẽ nói kế toán ở đây có nghĩa là financial accounting, chứ không phải kế toán nói chung nhé. Ở đây chúng ta sẽ nói theo cái góc nhìn của financial accounting. Thì trong trường hợp đấy là kế toán sẽ không ghi chép, vì nó chưa ảnh hưởng đến financial position of the company, đúng không? Cho nên kế toán chưa có ghi chép. Vậy thì trong rất là nhiều sự việc xảy ra, có sự việc ảnh hưởng, có sự việc không ảnh hưởng đến tình hình tài chính của đơn vị, thì kế toán sẽ phải lựa chọn ra. Trong cái gọi là business activities đó, business activity là các hoạt động kinh doanh của đơn vị đó, có các sự việc, rất là nhiều sự việc xảy ra, đúng không? Nhưng mà kế toán sẽ không ghi chép tất cả nó, không ghi chép all of business activities, mà kế toán sẽ chỉ ghi chép những cái activities nào gọi là events, economic events á, là những cái economic event hay là các sự kiện liên quan đến tình hình kinh tế tài chính của đơn vị thôi. Lựa chọn ra trong hàng trăm hàng ngàn sự kiện, chúng ta sẽ lựa chọn ra cái nào có ảnh hưởng thì chúng ta mới ghi, còn không ảnh hưởng thì chúng ta không ghi. Em nắm được điều đó chưa?
Dạ em hiểu rồi, em cảm ơn cô.
Rồi. from Meet Team, Microsoft Team, okay? Okay. We continue now. Maybe at the first section of this class, we have something that still not clear now. So so now we review something. For example, how many activities in accounting process? How many activities? 3. Identification. What else?
Recording. Communication.
And communication, right? In recording, we have record, classify, and summarize information. In communication, we have prepare accounting reports and analyze and interpret them to the information user. Okay? And how about the information user? How many groups of information user? 2. Internal. Who are the internal user? Managers. Who are the external user?
No managers.
No managers. For example, hello. Includes in external user, we have investor, creditors who have direct benefit from the company, and the other have indirect benefit from the company. And the accounting that provide information to the external user, we call that accounting system is financial accounting. External user. We call that system is financial accounting system. And for the information to the internal user, we call management accounting system. And the financial accounting system can receive external user can ask information from the accounting system directly or indirectly. Financial accounting system. The information user, I mean external user, can ask for information directly, indirectly. So in order to meet the information needs of external user, financial accounting system have to follow the procedures, the rules or principles that build up for them to prepare financial statement. And that kind of thing are built up by accounting organization. The accounting organization is depend who they are is depend on countries, right? In USA, FASB. International, IASB. In Vietnam, Ministry of Finance. That is the accounting organization who establish or build up the thing that financial accounting system of the company have to follow. Okay? And in our course, we just focus on the accounting, financial accounting or management accounting. Financial accounting, very basic, fundamentally, very basic of financial accounting, okay? And financial accounting focus on the user, who are the creditors, and investor, right? Creditors and investor. Creditor and investor. And they have different interests on financial, information. For example, creditors and debtors care more about the liquidity of the company. When investors care more about the profitability of the company. Okay? So we have two main parts of information that financial accounting system need to process and communicate to the external user. The first one is more about liquidity. And for liquidity, they will care more about the financial position of the company. For the profitability, they care more about the financial performance of the company. Performance of the company. Financial position and financial performance. Okay. I don't remember, I already share my screen for the class online. Can you see the screen on Team? Screen on Team, my screen on Team, on MS Team, Microsoft Team này. Thấy không? Thấy cái màn hình của cô trong cái Microsoft Team không? Có thấy không? People online.
Dạ thấy.
Yes. Now we have the action. Do it. Number one, basic concept. We need to identify which statements true or false. And if it false, we need to correct them. Number one, the 3 steps in the accounting process are 1, 2, 3. True or false? True.
True.
The second one, bookkeeping encompass all steps in the accounting process.
False.
False.
Why?
Only recording.
Yeah.
What do you think about bookkeeping? In which step we have bookkeeping?
Recording process.
In recording step, we have bookkeeping. Here, recording. We use bookkeeping system to record things. When you use manual accounting system, manual accounting system, we use bookkeeping, sổ sách, hệ thống sổ sách, bookkeeping. So bookkeeping is the one part of recording process, recording activities. A bookkeeping system where we record things, we record business transactions. Okay, bookkeeping system. So this one is true or false. So bookkeeping encompass all steps in the accounting process. False, right? False. Only a part of recording process, recording activities. Number 3, accountants prepare but do not interest financial reports. True or false? Accountant prepare and what? Prepare
And interpret.
Interpret.
and
Analyze.
interpret and analyze, right? The financial reports or accounting reports. We correct by saying accountant prepare, analyze, and interpret financial reports. The two common types of external user are investor and who. The two most common types of external user are investor and
Creditor.
creditors. So statement number 4 is false, right? We correct by replace these words, investor and creditors. Number 5, managerial accounting activities focus on reports for internal user. True. Yeah, that's true. So true or false here, I just bring from the textbook to this slide. For example, we have this textbook. Do it number 1. Do it number 1, basic concept here. Okay. So when you use this textbook, you can review these activities. Okay. And the other we want to mention about the first thing that we mentioned here is the multiple choice question. Here, this one. Question number 1. Which of the following is not a step in the accounting process?
B.
Which one? Economic entity. Right, economic entity. So now you can remember three activities of accounting system already. Get that? This one. Which of the following statements about users of accounting information is incorrect? Remember, incorrect about user, information user. Which one? The regulatory authorities are the external user, not the internal users. Okay? Yeah. We just reviewed these two questions for the first part of our class today. The second part of our class today, we mentioned about we focus more on this one. What is financial accounting system based on to prepare financial statements? So we focus on this thing. The accounting organization that we base most on we have the building blocks of accounting. The building blocks of accounting. Based on the building blocks of accounting, the accounting organization will build up the standards of accounting or accounting standards. So the building blocks of accounting here belong to what? First of all, we have 3 building blocks of accounting. The first one is ethics, and then principles and assumptions. So based on these things, accounting will build the accounting standards. Can you see my picture here? We have the basement, the foundation for accounting system. We have this is the basement or foundation of accounting system. Ethics, the first block of accounting. Principles, the second one, and assumptions. Based on these three blocks of accounting, the accounting organization built up the standards, accounting standards, built up the accounting standards. So now we discuss about each of them. Ethic, what is ethic? Principles and assumption. Okay. About ethics, for your career or life, we need to consider which action, which activity can have the negative impact on the other. We reduce or limit those kind of impact, the negative impact on the other. When we do something, we should consider about the effect of our information we provide to the external user, and based on that, they will make the decision. If our information provided to the external user not true, they will make the wrong decision, right? So we need to consider which activity to do, and we choose the best one, the best alternative. Here they say the best alternative when we consider many kind of alternative, many kind of choice, and we choose the best one. The best one means the thing that minimum the negative impact, minimum the negative impact on the information user. For example, today we study on class here, offline here, and I wrote something on the blackboard on the whiteboard here, and the other from the outside, I mean from the online class, they cannot see the thing I write on the whiteboard, and the student on offline class don't have the responsibility to inform the student in online class. But in that case, they will lose something, miss some information from my lecture. So we need to choose. We should take a picture and send to the online class for the others or not. We can choose, right? So what we should do, take the pictures and provide them to the online class or do nothing. Send the picture to help them, right? Not our responsibility, but we can choose the way to do, right? The way to do. So the best alternative here, I want to mention about that. When the accountant prepare financial statements, they need to consider what kind of information should include in the financial statement. Okay. The second one is the standards, and the third one is the assumption of accounting. And who build or who set up the principles, who set up the assumptions and the standards. This depends on the country, right? Depends on country. And now we have two main standard setting bodies in the world. We have two main standard setting, accounting standard setting bodies in the world. Two main bodies or organization. Okay. The first one is International Accounting Standard Board. In short, IASB. Okay, IASB. This organization set up or built the International Financial Reporting Standards. In short, IFRS. IFRS. And in America, the organization called FASB, Financial Accounting Standard Board, FASB, determined generally accepted accounting principle. In short, GAAP. GAAP. Or in Vietnamese, we can call GAAP. GAAP, GAAP. GAAP. So in the multiple choice question, they will ask you about these things. For example, for true false question, for example, they say that most of countries use GAAP, true or false. Most of countries in the world use GAAP to prepare financial statements, true or false. False. Nearly most of companies in USA, in America, use GAAP. Not most of country in the world. Okay. Are the other statements? FASB established or determined IFRS true or false. FASB determined IFRS true or false. FASB determined GAAP, not FASB. Right? Yeah, from here, you can answer that question. FASB determined GAAP, right? Not FASB. FASB determined or built up or set up by IASB. Okay? By IASB. Here. Get that? Get that? Agree with that? They can give you the statements and ask you about true or false. For example, the IASB is located in New York, true or false? IASB is located in New York, false.
False.
FASB is located in New York, true or false? True. Okay. FASB is located in London, true or false? False. Get that? Okay. Relating to this thing, they can ask you about true false question like that. Most of companies in the USA use IFRS to prepare financial statement, true or false? Most of company in the USA use IFRS to prepare financial statements.
Fonts.
Phones. They use GAAP. GAAP, not IFRS. Okay? Get that? Okay. And from Vietnamese system, how about Vietnamese accounting system? Based on what? Based on IASB or FASB? Based on IFRS or GAAP to build up, to set up the accounting system in Vietnam? What do you think? IFRS or GAAP? IFRS. Vietnamese accounting system based on IFRS to develop. Okay, and that's the reason why we use the textbook with IFRS. Our textbook, they say with IFRS here. The name of this book, they say IFRS edition. IFRS edition. So in here, mainly they just use IFRS to explain something they present in this book. And in the content, they just mention a little bit about GAAP. Let's look on the brief content here. Brief content here. In here, for our course, we use only the first 6 chapters of this book. And in each chapter, in the end of each chapter, we'll have we have a section. A look at US GAAP. Here. You see that? For example, in the end of chapter number 1, we have a small section here, a look at US GAAP to compare with IFRS. They already mentioned about IFRS before in chapter number 1. And this is also for chapter number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Okay. So here we just mention something here based on the IFRS, not GAAP. And we have more section mentioned about or compare IFRS to GAAP. So now from here, we just mention about the IASB established 2 things, conceptual framework and IFRS, right? Conceptual framework and IFRS. For the conceptual framework, so the aim of conceptual framework and IFRS, we aim to whom from here. We focus on whom, provide information for whom. The objective, the objective of financial report to provide information for whom? Home. Internal or external user. Financial statements to external user. And among external user, we focus on whom? Investor and creditors. Yeah, you get that point. Investor and creditors, right? And investor and creditors who provide finance to the company, right? So investor and creditors, we can call them by the other name, the other terms. They are the financing provider. Creditors and investor, we can call them the financing providers. Financing providers who finance the company. For example, lend money or invest invest capital into the company. We call them the financing providers. Financing providers. So the conceptual framework state that the objective of financial reporting is provide information to the financial providers who are the investor and creditors. Investor and creditors. Here, investor and creditors. That is the first level of conceptual framework. We need to know who we provide the information. Financial statement provide information to the external user. In the external user, we focus on investor and creditors. For the second level, they mention about the qualitative characteristic of information. The information need to be useful. Need to be useful. Here, need to be useful. And what kind of information we need to provide? There are 5 elements of financial statement. So here, we should take note here 5 elements of financial statements. There are 5 elements. There are 5 elements. There are 5 elements of financial statements. And what is the elements? What are the elements? Here, back to our example from group number 3. Group number 3. At first, we have the capital that invest in stock investment, inventory, and then after we sell all of the inventory to the customer, we receive cash for 600. After that, we have the other financial position. Stock investment, cash in total $1,100. In this case, we need to know the financial position of the company. With This kind of information, can we measure or can we evaluate the financial or the liquidity of the company? Khả năng thanh toán. From whom we have the $1,000 here. From whom? Where can we have $1,000 here? In the first place, the first financial position. From whom or where? We have $1,000. From me, from the teacher. I lend you $1,000, right? So, and then you use $1,000 to buy stock or security and buy inventory. And so here we need to know from whom we have that kind of capital. So you need to know from whom, where we have those things. So I lend you $1,000 and I am the creditor of group number 3, right? I'm a creditor of group number 3. And group number 3 have the responsibility or liability to pay back $1,000 to me, right? Okay. So in the point of group number 3, they call the number of $1,000 is the liability. The liability. Liability. $1,000. Liabilities, $1,000. In the second financial position, we have this thing, stock investment 500 and cash 600. In total, 1,100. And from home, we have 1,100 here from home. Creditors, also the liabilities of the company, for which amount the liabilities for which amount? No. Liabilities. Still $1,000, right? How about the increase $100? That is income, the income. Who own that? The creditors or the owners? We also call the investor by the owners. And we have owners equity. The equity belong to the owners. The thing belong to the owners. The owners will claim on those things with the amount of how much? 100, right? In total, $1,100. So here we have something to say in here. With the thing here, we have the term we call, when we run a business, we need economic resources. or capital. Economic resources or capital, right? Vốn, economic resources or capital. Vốn. If we wanna run a business, we need the economic resources or capital. And we need to should record the economic resources in which form. For example, here we have two formations of economic resources. The first one is stock investment, and the second one is cash. We have two formations. But in the other side, we need to record about from whom or who claims those kind of things. Who claims from whom or who claims on those things. Ai có cái sở hữu hoặc cái quyền đối với những cái giá trị này. Here, the creditors claim on $1,100 by $1,000. Right? Or $1,000 to be claimed by the creditors. And $100 claimed by the owners. Investor or owners. Investor or owners, right? And liabilities, who claims? The creditor. Creditors. The creditors claim on voting $1,000. Owners claim on voting by $100. And we call in accounting terms here the assets. Assets is the formation of economic resources. For example, cash, inventory, short-term investment, buildings, equipment. For example, we call they are assets. Here we have liabilities. We call the claims. And how about their relationship? Assets and claims. Can you tell me about the relationship between assets and claims?
Equal.
Equals. Always equal. Why? Because they are two sides of one thing. Two sides are two classification type one thing. Economic resource can classify by assets. We have stock investment and cash or inventory. The other side, we want to know from whom or who claims those things. Who claims those assets? The other side, right? The claim from the creditors and the claim from the owners. In Vietnamese, we call assets is tài sản. Claims in Vietnamese, nguồn vốn. Nguồn của cái số vốn mà mình đang nắm giữ. Assets, tài sản. Claims, nguồn vốn. nguồn của cái số vốn mà mình đang nắm giữ. Nguồn gốc claims, nguồn vốn. In this case, I can expand the claims into two components, right? Or two elements. Claims here can be from the creditors, we call this liabilities, and for the owners, we call equity. And then I can rewrite this balance by saying assets equal liabilities and plus equity, right? Plus equity. So in which way can give more information about the financial position of the company with two elements or three elements here? Which way can show more about the information, the financial position of the company? More information about financial position of the company. Which way? Two elements or three elements? Three elements, right? Or three components. And here, with three components here, it can show us about the financial position of the company. We can know about the financial position of the company by this equation. And they call this equation is accounting equation. The accounting equation with three elements or three components. And the accounting equation always equal. Always equal. Why? Because the left side of the accounting equation show the formation of economic resources. The other side, on the right side, they show the claims or the source of the assets or of the economic resources. The same, right? The same thing, but have a two way to classify. Two way to classify. So it's always equal. And here we give one prepare financial statements to provide information about financial position of the company. We should include three elements here. Right, three elements here. And how about the other two? How about the other two elements that we need to present on financial statements? How about the other two? For example, I use the example of group number 3. The first financial position, we have assets 1,000, liability 1,000. After we sell all the inventory to the customer, we have the assets by what? 1,100, right? 1,100. And how about the liability? The same or different? The same, 1,000. And the increase of asset here by 100. What does it? What is it? It belong to the owner, right? And we have the equity here, 100 here. And 100 here, we calculate. We calculate here by compare. No, 600 minus 500, right? Equal 100. And we call this income, right? The income is 100. When we sell something and we receive cash from the customer, we call it the revenue. 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 And when we sell the inventory, when we buy the inventory, we have to pay $500. So that is the cost we have to pay to buy inventory. And when we sell them, it's become expenses. The cost of inventory become expenses. Cost become expenses. So here we have income equal revenue minus expenses. Income equal revenue minus expenses, right? When we compare revenue and expenses, we can calculate income or loss. For example, if we buy at the price of only 400, and we'll lose, right? This will be called loss, income or loss. Then now, with the accounting equation here, we can say something about financial position of the company. And with the information about revenue and expenses, and the result, income or loss, we can know about the financial performance of the company. Financial performance of the company. This is the financial performance of the company. The results after a day we run the business. We have the result. We earn benefit in terms of $100. And we need to include revenue expenses in the financial statement. So in the financial statements, we have two parts: financial position. Include three elements here in the accounting equation. And the second part is about the financial performance of the company, includes revenue and expenses. The information about revenue and expenses during one day, during a day. Yeah, because our example is only a day. Later, we will expand 1 day to 1 month or to 1 quarter. Okay. So you need to include things in the financial statement here. Is there any question about this thing? No? Get that? So here we have 5 elements of financial statements. We will come back to this thing later. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. And the third level of conceptual framework, they mention about how to measure, how to recognize, how to recall, and communicate the information of these 5 elements of financial statement. How can we recognize or measure or disclose the elements of financial statement? That means assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. Five elements, how to recognize. And in order to recognize or measure these things, we need to base on principles and assumptions. So in here, they build up principles and assumptions for accounting to prepare financial statements. To prepare financial or to recognize, measure financial elements or elements for financial statements, we have assumptions and principles and some constraint hạn chế. So how many assumptions here? 4. Principles also 4. This is the basic principles and assumption. Later, when we do the financial accounting course, you will learn more about assumptions and principles in more detail. But in here, just basic principles, basic assumptions to prepare financial statements. And based on assumptions and principles here, they build up accounting standards. Here, remember accounting standards? Accounting standards. So based on principles, assumptions, and ethics, three blocks of accounting. They built up standards. The standards. So in the last session of this class today, we learn more about the accounting equation. Learn more about the accounting equation will show us the financial position of the company. And we expand the thing here. When we expand the thing here, when we expand the thing here, we have the other elements of financial statements, mean revenues and expenses, right? Revenue and expenses. And the accounting equation will be the navigator. You know navigator? Or the tool to analyze business transactions. We will use this tool, the accounting equation, to analyze business transactions in order to select what kind of information that affect the financial position of the company. That means it affects the accounting equation here. If it affects the accounting equation here, it affects the financial position of the company. So we have the tool now. Okay? We have the tool now. Let us do one multiple choice question about this accounting equation for you to understand more about accounting equation here. For this question, the historical cost principle state that something. Do you know about this one? This is one of principles of the 4 principles. The 4 principles, we already mentioned the 4 principles here. Measurement. We have 2 value, historical cost or fair value. What is historical cost here? Historical cost principle here for the information of historical cost and fair value. We can consider the slide number 21. 21, slide number 1. To know about what is historical cost, what is fair value. So to answer this question, we need to read more slide and also on the textbook. Leave it later. I want to mention about the accounting equation. Here, number 7. Number 7, to remind you about accounting equation. Scotland has access of one ABCD. A.
Yeah.
How about the total access? 3,000.
3,000.
500.
Yeah.
Okay. And equity 2,000. So they ask about the liabilities. So based on the accounting equation, we can calculate the liability, right? Okay. 3,500. 2,000. So the liability is 1,500. That is easy, right? For accounting equation. But here you should remember the equation, the accounting equation always equal. Why it's always equal? Because they show the two sides of one thing, the economic resources. Okay, and this is the tool for us to analyze business transaction later. Analyze business transaction to select which one the financial accounting system will record. Okay. A little bit more difficult than the question number 7. ABC, assets decreased by 50,000 and its liability decreased by 90,000. Therefore, equity decrease or increase. Increase, right? Increase. For example, here we have assets decreased by 50, for example, and liabilities decreased by 90, for example. So the equity need to increase by
40,000.
plus that's your choice. Your choice increase by D, right? Your choice D, right?
I think I.
A. 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 Right? 8. Here. That's true. So when you say you do something based on accounting equation, you should write them on. Write them on to avoid mistake. Okay. Now, is there any question? Suggestion? Question or suggestion? Homework, yes. Here, for the LMS class here. Yes. In here, we have each chapter. And in each chapter, we have the SCORM, bài giảng tương tác, SCORM for each chapter. You should do this exercise before class. Because this is the first class, so you can do it before the second class. Finish this exercise. Individual. Okay, individual. Cá nhân đó. Cái này là hoàn tất cá nhân đó. Nha, hoàn tất cái bài tập này theo cá nhân. For quiz chapters, we will do the quiz chapter after we finish that chapter. So maybe after the second class, we will set up the time that we do the quiz chapter here. And the problem, often we do it in group. In the end of chapter 1, I will set up which problem. For example, problem 1.4. In the textbook, the problem 1.4 here. 1.4, problem P. Problem mean P. Exercise E and problem P. Okay? So problem 1.4 mean P1.4a. This problem. P14a. We just do the exercise of part A of this textbook. 1.4a. Okay? 1.4a. And do this. After the second class, we will fix the deadline for problem 1.4a. Maybe before the third class. Before we study chapter number 2. With the individual work, we have the score here. For each student, we have the score here. For example, quiz chapter number 1, the score here. And SCORM chapter number 1, we have the score here, etc. And then we have the total result. The total result. Yep, the total result. Sáu chương là chúng ta đều phải làm bài tập hết, trước mỗi chương và sau mỗi chương hết. Chúng ta đều có cái bài SCORM và cái bài quiz là phải tính điểm để tích lũy cái điểm của cá nhân. Đúng rồi, bây giờ chưa mở. Sau cái buổi học thứ 2 cô sẽ mở cho cái bài quiz của chương 1. Và dặn các em làm cái bài problem của chương 1. Thì cái problem của chương 1 là đến trước buổi học chương 2 thì chúng ta sẽ phải sửa cái bài đó, sửa trên lớp sửa cùng với các em trên lớp để các em nắm vững được cái cách làm. các cái bài tập. Đó. Và lưu ý cái bài mà theo nhóm á, thì trên bảng điểm này nó sẽ không thể hiện, không chấm điểm ở trên đây, mà nó sẽ là một cái file theo dõi riêng của cô về cái kết quả làm bài tập nhóm. Còn trên đây nó sẽ thể hiện cái điểm của các em phải lưu ý. Thì lưu ý là cái phần SCORM này. Cái phần SCORM này thì cô mở cho các em làm tức là các em muốn làm bây giờ cho tất cả 6 chương cũng được. Vì cô không có set up thời gian, không có set up cái deadline á, cô mở là để cho độ mở cho các em làm. Và các em có thể làm nhiều lần. Nhưng mà mỗi lần làm á, thì nó sẽ tính lại điểm. Mỗi lần làm nó sẽ tính lại điểm. Cô lấy ví dụ lần đầu tiên các em làm được 10 điểm. Sau đó các em muốn ôn lại bài á, các em lại mở ra các em làm. Các em mở ra các em tưởng là các em ôn thôi, nhưng mà thực chất là nó tính lại điểm. Mà mình không làm gì hết thì mình được 0 điểm. Hiểu không? Nó bỏ cái phần điểm mà nó đã ghi nhận ở lần làm trước đó. Cho nên nếu đã mở ra làm lại thì phải làm lại từ đầu. Làm lại từ đầu đến cuối. Đã mở nó ra là phải làm lại từ đầu đến cuối cho cái phần SCORM này. Nên lưu ý, nếu có muốn ôn bài làm lại á, thì chúng ta sẽ làm lại từ đầu nhá. Chứ đừng có chỉ mở ra để xem thôi. Thì coi như cái phần làm, kết quả làm trước đây nó sẽ bị xóa đi. Còn phần quiz này thì sẽ làm trong cái khoảng thời gian giới hạn là cái bài đó thì chúng ta chỉ làm trong 15 phút. Nhưng mà cô sẽ mở cho các em khoảng 45 phút để các em làm được nhiều lần. Từ 2 đến 3 lần. Và nó sẽ lấy điểm lần cao nhất. Thì lúc đấy là các em sẽ phải chọn cho cô là ngày nào giờ nào lớp sẽ làm, vì cô chỉ mở chung cho lớp thôi chứ không mở cho từng người ha. Ngày nào giờ nào lớp chọn là sẽ làm bài quiz của chương mấy đó nha. Như vậy cái buổi sau chúng ta sẽ bàn về vấn đề đó. Rồi còn gì cần trao đổi thêm, thắc mắc gì không các em? Giờ học á hả? Giờ bắt đầu của mình là theo đúng lịch là 12 giờ 45. Nhưng mà cô thì cô set up cái thời gian ở trên team á, trên lớp online á, là cô set up 12 giờ 30. Set rộng cái thời gian như vậy. Từ 12 giờ 30 đến 17 giờ đó. Thì set up rộng như vậy. Chứ còn theo lịch của mình là 12 giờ 45 mà. Giờ về hả? Theo đúng lịch là bao nhiêu giờ, mấy giờ các em biết không? Đúng lịch là 5 giờ 15. 5 tiết mà. Đúng không? 5 tiết một buổi. 5 tiết một buổi là đúng lịch là phải là 5 giờ 15 mới về. Bắt đầu từ 12 giờ 45. Sau đó nghỉ giải lao có thể 1 lần hoặc là 2 lần. Và đến 5 giờ 15 mới là nghỉ. Hiểu không? Đấy. Nhưng mà mình được phép là khi mà mình có dùng LMS á, thì mình được phép là giảm 30% cái giờ lên lớp. Có nghĩa là cái phần 30% kia là các em phải lên làm bài online. Cho nên người ta lại không cho mình giảm là số buổi, mà người ta sẽ cho mình giảm là ở trong từng buổi đó mình có thể giảm được 1 phần. Thay vì là 5 tiết thì mình có thể là 4 tiết hoặc là hơn 4 tiết. Đó, thì nó cộng lại là cái phần giảm đó khoảng 30% thôi. Cho nên theo lịch thì là 5 giờ 15 mới nghỉ, nhưng mà chúng ta học tới đó là chúng ta cũng chết rồi, đúng không? Không chịu nổi rồi, đầu óc nó đi đâu hết rồi. Cho nên là cô sẽ cho các em nghỉ đâu đó khoảng 4 giờ 45. Đâu đó trên dưới 4 giờ 45. Khoảng đó thôi. Chứ còn có kéo tiếp thì chắc gãy càng quá ha. Đó. Rồi còn gì nữa không? Còn gì hỏi nữa không? Các em lớp ở bên team này có hỏi gì nữa không nè?
Dạ không.
Lớp đại trà cô có mấy lớp? Cô có mấy lớp? Có điều là tiếng Anh, tiếng Việt. Cô hả? Lớp đại trà thì cô dạy cơ bên B2 á. khuyến khích thôi. Thứ hai là trước Tết á, thì có cái lớp buổi chiều thứ hai ở B2 211. Còn chiều thứ hai không, cái này tiếng Việt, lớp tiếng Việt. Và lớp ở C nhưng bây giờ nó đổi rồi, các cô lấy cái lịch này ra nó dễ nhìn hơn. Nhìn thấy rõ không? Cái này nó nhỏ quá hả? Cô mở đâu có được đâu, mở rộng đâu được đâu.
Có link của mấy lớp học đó không vậy cô? Link online á cô.
Rồi, chạy đâu mất rồi? Đây, chạy tốt lên đây. Nhìn thấy không? Nhưng mà cái lớp mà ở cơ sở C đâu rồi? Không có đúng không? Cô đã sửa rồi. Toàn bộ là B2. Cái C2 này thì bây giờ nó đổi đây. Cái C2 này nó đổi. Cái C2 này nó đổi. Như vậy là gì? Sáng thứ 6 này, rồi sáng thứ 2 này, rồi chiều thứ 6 này, chiều thứ 2 này, cái C2, cái lớp, đâu có C2 ở đây đâu. Được chưa? Còn chưa rõ thì cô mở một cái phần lịch đi. Lịch này nhìn khó thấy hơn vì nó rất là nhỏ. Cái này cái C2, cái lớp này thì nó đã đổi thành B2 307 và B2 408, tức là mỗi một giai đoạn nó lại học ở cái phòng khác nhau. Cái lớp mà cái này là sáng thứ 2 đó, lớp sáng thứ 2 đó thì nó có sự thay đổi về cái phòng học. Còn back to here. Ở đây có rồi. Cô đã sửa chưa? Đây, cô đã sửa rồi, cái sáng thứ 2 cô đã sửa rồi này. 307 và 408, tức là mỗi một cái giai đoạn đó, nó học ở hai phòng khác nhau. Cái lớp chiều thứ 2 á thì tuần sau bắt đầu học. Cái lớp mà chiều thứ 2 á, tuần sau bắt đầu học. Còn những cái lớp còn lại á thì qua Tết mới học. Vậy con muốn ké bao nhiêu lớp thì cũng được, đâu có ảnh hưởng gì. Cách thứ hai đó, cô nghĩ như thế này, cách thứ hai á là cô sẽ, nếu mà các con muốn á, cô sẽ ép các con vào các cái lớp cũng là dạng học in English như thế này. Nhưng mà vì cái giai đoạn đầu khi mà bắt đầu học online á, cho nên là cô chuyển sang, và người ta chưa có bắt buộc á, là cô giảng dạy bằng tiếng Việt hết. Slide thì bằng tiếng Anh ha. Tất cả những các thứ khác đều bằng tiếng Anh hết. Nhưng mà khi cô giải thích á, thì cô giải thích bằng tiếng Việt. Thì cô có thể add các con vào cái lớp ở trên Microsoft Teams á, để các con coi theo đó. Nó chủ động hơn là việc các con đến lớp. Vậy hả? Vậy hả? Ok. Ok. No problem. Ok. Như vậy về cái việc mà tiếng Anh á, thì không biết lớp mình như thế nào, nhưng hồi sáng á, thì cô thấy không phản ánh gì nhiều. Tức là cái lớp hồi sáng là lớp Audit AUC number 1 á, thì không thấy phản nàn gì nhiều. Thấy có thể thấy nắm được. Nhưng mà cái lớp này thì có vẻ hơi hơi lợn khổng đúng không? Rất là vấn đề đúng không? Rồi các bạn online có vấn đề, có hỏi thêm gì không con? Online có còn đây nữa không hay là đi đâu hết rồi?
Dạ còn.
Còn hả? Còn một vài em thôi ha. Đấy, thì vấn đề các bạn đề xuất thì không đáp ứng được. Tức là trong lớp mà giải thích bằng tiếng Việt á, thì không đáp ứng được ha. Vì cái này là quy định của trường rồi. Và yêu cầu là phải 100% tiếng Anh. Trong trường hợp nghỉ giải lao hoặc ngoài giờ á, thì chúng ta có thể giải thích cho nhau bằng tiếng Việt. Bằng tiếng Việt. Nếu các bạn nào mà có cái nhu cầu học thêm lớp tiếng Việt á, thì cô có một số lớp như là đã chiếu ở trên đây cho các em. Rồi, nếu mà các em không có gì thắc mắc thì chúng ta nghỉ ở đây và hẹn gặp buổi sau nhé. Chào các em. Cho các em này là đúng này. Không, chiều thứ hai B2 211. Linh học cái gì? Của khóa trước hả? Hay sao? Linh học trên team hả? Thì thay vì cái link học trên team đó thì mình dùng luôn cái link của các khóa trước người ta học cho khỏe không? Học được và học trước nhiều hơn chứ, học trước tốt hơn. Đúng không? Chứ đây. Quan trọng là các em là học có hiệu quả là ok rồi. Cho nên cô chiều hết. Đây, năm ngoái cái lớp về Principle of Accounting. Lớp này đi, lớp này nó học giỏi nè. Của lớp này nó cũng chỉ có một đoạn thôi các em ơi. Tại vì cái lớp này á, là có một thời gian học offline, sau đó dịch bệnh tới thì mới học online. Đó, cho nên nó chỉ có một cái đoạn sau thôi, nó không có đoạn đầu. Thôi, bây giờ cô sẽ chọn cái lớp hình như lớp này tương đối đầy đủ. Hình như cái lớp này tương đối đầy đủ, các em vào các em xem lại video thôi. Lớp này tương đối đầy đủ. Rồi bây giờ cô sẽ gửi cái đường link của lớp này nhé. Các em nào mà cần get link to channel, copy. Hồi nãy của Ngân đúng không? Ngân, Thanh Ngân. Đó. Rồi bạn nào mà vào thì xin vào thì cô sẽ accept để các bạn vào đó các bạn xem. Nha, cái lớp này. Lớp này về nguyên lý kế toán và bằng tiếng Việt đó. Đấy. Tương đối đầy đủ. Tiếp nào. Thôi tạm biệt các em ở bên team nhá. Cô đóng cái phòng họp lại.